Hi, I'm Lisa Von Drasek from the Kerlan collection of the University of Minnesota Archives and Special Collections. And today on Read This Book we have
Davu Underwood Seru, Curator of the Givens Collection of African American Literature and Culture at Elmer Anderson Library.
the Givens collection.
Yes.
Can you say a little bit about why that's important?
Well, Givens Collection is a rare book collection that came to the University of Minnesota in 1985, thanks to the efforts of leaders in the Black community here, shepherded primarily by my teacher, John S. Wright, who is now Professor Emeritus African American Studies and English. Givens Collection, the community that gathered to make sure that the Givens Collection came to the Twin Cities, understood the value of such a thing to the local Black community in particular, but also obviously the scholarly community locally and nationally.
I'm just reminding the viewers of Read This Book that we are open access. And if you go online and you see a piece of material or a rare book in our collection, you just have to contact us and we'll save a place for you in our reading room so you can examine these materials. But let's get back to the book you brought us today.
The book I brought in today is titled A Darker Wilderness, edited by Erin Sharkey, subtitled Black Nature Writing from Soil to Stars. It was published by Milkweed Editions in 2023. It is an anthology or a collection of essays, you know, largely memoir, some criticism, but all of the essays begin with an archival object. Yeah. And some of these objects were identified using a search tool developed by the Givens Foundation called Umbra Search. Erin Sharkey, the editor of the collection, was a writing fellow who worked closely with the Givens Collection in their time here as an MFA student at the University of Minnesota, and made use of Umbra Search in this collection.
And is there one essay or one piece or one idea that you want to share with the people today? Why this is the book you brought me?
No, there are several.
Okay.
And several that relate to the moment in ways that are familiar. The last few years have been difficult. Something I can tell you as a gardener who with aspirations of farming, working with the land and healing my relationship with it has been crucial to thriving, doing more than just surviving these last few years. After George Floyd's murder, COVID, right, obviously. I was once working in my garden and this brother from Suriname, black man from Suriname, yelled across the street to me, "You know, we don't have to do that kind of work anymore." Right? He was raising the issue of forced labor and our relationship to land and nature. And it struck me. Many of the essays here deal with those sorts of problems. People of African descent in the New World, and trying to forge better relationships with nature and the land, understanding nature differently. The tradition that we adopt is obviously one where people think about nature and the land in terms of leisure or conquest. Here, people, the writers of these essays understand as urban dwellers, urban farmers, nature in its various, in the various ways of understanding it, the many ways of understanding nature broadly. And I find that helpful because as indigenous cultures throughout would have us know, it is in part our relationship to nature, how we heal. It is full of medicine. We are it. It is us. And A Darker Wilderness is an effort by Black authors to engage, again, around archival objects. So that's the part that interests me as a curator of an archive, is the way in which this work of memory engages the historical artifacts. There's a wonderful essay by Erin Sharkey here, the editor, on that begins with an almanac by Benjamin Banneker, early the colonial period and revolutionary period, a man from that time. And the sort of explores the relationship between the cosmos and the soil, and the ways in which nature can determine our fates as people, but also our karmic doings are bound up in that as well. And so brilliant essays, highly recommended.
I'm dying to read it now. And it probably wasn't a book I'd naturally just pick up. And so I appreciate you sharing your thoughts in connection to archival objects as well as our connection with the land that we are on.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming, and I hope you come back again. And that's it for today's Read This Book.